and this is my YouTube channel. Now here I'll probably be taking apart computers, trying to fix them, doing some experiments and fun stuff with them. Now I'm not some insanely experienced guy that knows so much about these sort of things, but I know enough to be able to take them apart and do stuff with them. So today what I'm going to be trying to do is just start off with something really easy. Relatively old Lenovo ThinkPad T420. Broken. There is a clip hardly works on. You don't even need. There's a clip here. I don't know if you can see. Right there. That's meant to slide. You can hardly see it, but it's there. It slides, just barely, and it's meant to catch on to these wee clips up here on either side, but it doesn't for some reason. So I can just lift it up and down. That's one flaw. Doesn't really affect the functionality, but it's something that's good to have. Missing a lot of keys. There's a wee surface thing of this has came off. The logo here's came off. Now these things, well, that and the hinge thing problem, the wee clips, isn't overly that important, but it's still things to point out. Obviously the keys being missing is kind of important because you can still use them, but they aren't. It's really uncomfortable to use, and it really messes up the visibility of it. Does not turn on, as I've said before. I've taken it apart and replaced it, all the main places like the CPU, the RAM, the fan. I even tried the Wi-Fi card. I even tried the disk drive, and I know the disk drive probably doesn't cause problems, but I thought, hey, I'd try it anyway. The hard drive, just the main components. I'm not experienced enough to go into motherboards type thing. I obviously know the screen. Well, the screen might be broken, but first of all, I need to figure out why it's not turning on. I replaced the battery as well because I have a second battery here. It didn't work either, so I'm just going to give up on it. But instead of throwing it out or selling it for parts, I'm just going to harvest the parts myself and keep them. So that's what this video is going to be about. So, alright, let's get started. So we fold this down, obviously, flip to the other side. The first thing we want to do is remove the battery so that no power is going to the computer at all. And obviously make sure it's unplugged. Battery out, set that aside. I'm just going to go ahead and remove the disk drive. So there's this wee slide thing here. This one's also missing this. There would be a wee lock. You push it up to unlock it and push it down to lock it. So if it's pushed down, push it up, and then this wee thing here, slide out, and the disk drive comes out. Like so. And when you want to put it back in upside down, this wee slanted piece here should be furthest to the top, and you put it in. This bit will slide back over, and then you would lock this to make sure. It's quite hard to do that accidentally, so but it's just there in case. So we're going to remove that for now, and we are going to take our trusty screwdriver here, and we are going to remove this panel here. So and then just get under there and lift it up. Take your panel off, set it to the side. Now, this wee Wi-Fi card here, I'm not going to remove it, but, well, I'm going to remove it now to show you, but I'm just going to put it immediately back in. I guess that kind of shows you how to do it, but, yeah, I don't want to remove it, but I'm just going to do it so I can show you it. Also here is another RAM slot. So you have one inside if you don't already know, and then you've got this one here. So it comes empty, well, with this version anyway, but I don't have any RAM here to show you, but it would go in there. I'm going to show you how to install it though. I still will show you how to install it, just not in this port here, in the ones for deeper inside the computer. So get to the Wi-Fi card. There's a wee screw here on the right, black screw. Actually, I probably should not be doing that. I should probably just be taking these wee clips off. So being careful, I'm going to go underneath here, flip it off. Doesn't take too hard. You could probably just do it with your nails. I like to be more careful though, even though it is metal. It's more careful. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it with my nails. I don't know if it's just this one, but the red one might be harder to do. Now, switching back over to the star, let's get the screw off. And it's normal for the card, it comes up out of the thing like so. Remember where you've put that screw. Always remember where each screw goes, and it'll just slide out like that. That's that. So what you want to do, make sure the short piece here is on the left. There's a long piece, a gap, and then a short piece. Short piece goes in like so and down. Make sure you've got it pushed all the way in, but don't apply too much pressure because you don't want to break it. And then the screw, which you should remember where it is if you are going to have it out for a long amount of time and mix with other screws and stuff. Don't want to do that too tight. You never really want to do anything that tight. And then just make sure the blue one goes on the right and the red one goes on the left. Obviously, you've got the red arrow and the blue arrow to show you which one goes where, but yeah. Now, above this, there's a wee golden bit here. Above it is a wee silver screw. You want to go ahead and take that out because it's holding in, I think it's just one of the screws that are holding in the keyboard. And without taking out the keyboard, you cannot remove it. Now, this magnet is not powerful enough to lift this out, so I'm just going to have to flip the laptop over. So carefully just flip the laptop over, shake the screw onto your hand. There's the screw there. Remember where that is. I'm going to put it on top of this cover because then I know that this screw is related to this cover. So I know the only screw that I can't put in is this screw here. So that's that. Then you want to, there's also one where the battery is, the middle here. This black one you want to remove. So remove that. The wee short one, remember where that goes. And now you want to remove the main screws. Now this one only has about 5 main screws in it, but the main screws are here, 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 2 up here, on the other side, 2 up here as well. Then, yep, here, and up here, as well as the silver one here and the black one there. So I'm going to remove them. I only have these 3, one up here and one up here installed. So I'm going to remove them and I'll be back. Alright, I've finished taking out my 5 screws. Now I'm going to show you how to take out the hard drive just in case you want to. It's this piece down here. You're going to have to take off this wee cover. So just another wee screw here. The top. It will stay in here. I don't think it will come out. No matter how you push or anything. So you don't need to worry about where that goes. Just set that aside. And then I'll show you here. There is a wee tab. This wee black piece here, you would pull it out and then pull on that tab and the hard drive will come out. Now, just when you're putting that back in, make sure these circles go down the way and slot in, and this tab is on the outside, so make sure not to put it in like that. It won't work and you might end up breaking something. Do it that way, where these wee ports are here. And then, just in case you want to know, 320 gigabytes this is. Just if you do want to know. So I'm going to set that aside as well with my battery and my hard drive and your Wi-Fi card if you have it out. I'm not interested in that. I don't need Wi-Fi cards. I'll still be keeping the laptop or selling it for parts so I can take it out. I probably won't sell it for parts, so I can just keep it out because I can't really sell it for many parts because I've taken out the main ones. So let's actually get into the computer. Oh, I keep going to slide that, but I know it doesn't even work. Now, this computer works, you slide it, it slides out and then comes up. So you want to put your finger in here, or if you want to be fancy or whatever, put tools. You just need to push this keyboard forward. You've seen it move there, lift it up, And be careful before you pull it out. Obviously, something's going to be connecting to it. It's not wireless. This wee piece here is connected to it. So I'm going to change back to my flat head. Straight head, I don't even, whatever you call it. And I'm just going to lift up and apply from underneath. And being very careful. It doesn't take too much to open it. Well, the first time it probably would take a bit more force. But this doesn't take too much. Set that aside as well. Then we want to remove this outer piece. It's impossible to take the CPU out without it. Although you can access the RAM. We'll get to that after. That's this RAM I was talking about. You can access the RAM, but to be able to get to the CPU, you need to take off the fan, which you can't do because it's secured under this piece. And then you can get to the CPU, which you can just see a wee green bit under there. But we'll show you that in a wee minute. We want to go back to our star. Then there are 2 silver screws here, you can see, and then a black one here on this silver plate here. So you want to undo those 3. This one actually isn't missing any for once. Oh no. Remember, put them in a place where you'll remember that's that. If you find it difficult remembering this many screws, all you need to do is have a piece of paper or something and say screws from motherboard, screws from fan, screws from back of computer. But have them like laid out so you know which one goes in the corner, which one goes here, 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 and all that stuff. Now we're going to go back to our flat or straight width again, and you just need to pry around the sides and lift it up like so. Now this one's actually missing the piece here; it's all cracked off. But there's a headphone jack here, or a mic. I think it's a headphone, and it'll be really difficult to get the cover off. But you need to get underneath it and lift it out. I can't really explain it too well, but hopefully you get it if there's a, hopefully you know what I mean, if there's a head jack there. Actually, once I get this cover off, I can show you. I can show you one. Oh, flip. You probably, I don't really care. I'm just going to use my hands because I don't need this computer. I'm just going to walk around with my hands. Oh dear, I did not lift up this screw. Oh no. Yeah, this screw here, don't forget it. You'll end up bending the metal. Oops. And then you lift, and it'll slide out like so. Now this is also connected, but I don't have it connected right now. This, I'll put it in for you so you can see in there. You can see where it's connected. Right here, it's connected. You'll put a flat hand under there and skip it up. If it's not called a flathead, somebody please correct me because I don't even know the actual name for it. We are going to put our flat star under here and lift up. That'll also go to the side, and just in case you want to see what it looks like, well, if you have this computer in front of you, you can put that to this side also. Now we have really access to anything here, but yet again, to get to this fan that fits much things in the way, you want to go back to your star, take off this left speaker. It's one singular screw at the top. Remember where that goes, and it'll just slot out of place, and you can just move that to the side. Unless you really needed to, I'm not going to do it, but unless you really needed to take the speakers off, this wire feeds through places, you just pick them out, it's easy to do. And then the same with this right speaker, but except there's 2 screws. I'm not going to take them out, and there will be a piece of tape here and another piece here and here, I think, and it'll just come out. There's a wee slot where it's actually plugged in right here, and I'll just pick that out and set them aside. Now we want to get to the main brain of this. This is an Intel i5 2520M. So what we want to do, 4 screws, I mean, not 5, 4 screws on the processor here, the wee cover. If it makes that noise, it's completely normal. There's springs in it. You do want to take them off diagonally because it's better to do instead of taking off these 3 and this one's still way in and these ones are lifting up. You know what I mean? They are numbered. Just take them off in that order, I recommend. 1, 2, 3, 4 is best order probably. I like to do them all slightly and then finish them off at the end. And then before you do anything, the fan is plugged in right here. I'm just going to go in with my hands again. You would be trying your best to get that out gently. That there will just go back in there obviously when you're done. But now it is free and you can just lift that. Now there are these wires here clipped on with a wee copper clip here, just to make sure that they come off instead of pulling the wires out. But there we go, bit of thermal paste there, fan, you know, we output things and stuff. But that's the, oh god, that's the fan removed. Set it to the side. Obviously keeping the thermal paste off of anything, unless you want to actually remove the thermal paste and put new paste on. Now, the CPU. More thermal paste, so be careful. We're going to go back to our flat head one, although make sure it fits this wee place here, because you can't take the CPU out without turning this here. So it turns 180 degrees to the left, anti-clockwise. And then you can just lift up one of the corners and take it out very carefully. Now you never really want to do too much to this. Be very gentle with it. The pins are very delicate. And then if you're going to put it back in, which I'm not because I'm harvesting it, you would put in this wee triangle to where there was one pin missing on the socket, because there will be one pin missing on one of the corners. That's where you put this wee triangle. So there's a pin missing here. I would put that triangle there and gently set it on top, and it'll slot into place for you. Lift it up gently, and that'll be it. Set that aside also. If you're going to wipe off the thermal paste, please set it pins up. If not, set it pins down, but very gently, because it is delicate. Man, there's a lot of dust here, although we don't care. Next, we're going to get rid of the RAM, which I've been talking about a few times, but never actually got to it. Pin here, you can just do it with your hands. I'm just going to do the one with the screwdriver. Pin off, pin off. It'll lift up by itself, don't worry. And then you can just pull it out at an angle. Be careful. And there we go. This is 4 GB. So the specs on this aren't too bad, but I have another ThinkPad like this, which already has one in here. And then because of the spare one on the back I was talking about earlier, I can now put this on the back, and I now have 8 GB instead of 4 GB, which is really good. So now I'm going to go put the speaker back on. Well, do I want the fan? Yeah, I'm gonna keep the fan out. So we put the screw back in. Remember where you put it from earlier? I need to swap the star head again. We screw. Remember where I just dropped it. Please give me a minute. I just dropped the screw. Find the screw. So it's up at the top again. Put in the screw up here. Screw it in. Tight enough, but not too tight. And then that's pretty much all I want to get rid of today. And what is there? I'm pretty sure these here are also something to do with Wi-Fi. I know this one, I'm not too sure. As I tell you, I am experienced enough to do this, but not experienced enough to tell you what everything does. Obviously, you've got the motherboard underneath. What else can I really say? Obviously, you've got CPU socket. Obviously, we just took it out. Right speakers there. That's pretty much. Hard drive will go in through there. I don't know if this is probably related to the hard drive because it's right on top of it. But anyway, that's all I'm interested in today. RAM, CPU cooler. Now let's get to getting this back together. Now, what I'm going to do, okay, yeah, that's all right. Never mind. I was thinking of something there. So make sure all these wires from this left speaker, make sure they all go back in. If you don't know where they go, you can watch me and see where I'm putting them. There is wee like dents on the board here, like 3 wee think pins, 3B pins. Well, they're not pins, they're just, I don't know. They're actually meant to go under this wee clip here that comes from this metal thing, but I'll just let it hang there. I'm not, as I say, I'm not too interested in this computer. It's actually got motherboard water damage. That's actually the problem with it. So that's that. Let's skip the part we will put back on. We'll just put everything on reverse order, obviously. This wee plastic piece with the mouse pad. Slide it in. Remember this wee clip. It is a wee bit weird to get to, but you should be able to manage it. You can't really see what I'm doing, but just try and get it in. I have done it. And then you want to just press down, not too hard because something could be blocking it, you never know. But just go around gently and press. Oh, I'm shaking the camera a lot. Press all that in. Then I'm going to go back to our star, and remember the 3 screws we took out earlier. One here, the black one goes here, and 2 silver ones go here. So I'm going to start with the silver ones. And then the black one up here. Then we want to do the keyboard. So this wee clip obviously hanging down. Before you do anything, you want to get that clip. It goes right in here. This piece here. You don't want to press too hard and damage this, but try and line it up. This one can also be tricky. Try and line it up and make sure all of it is all pressed on, or else it may not work. So just make sure that's well on there. Now, I remember about the sliding motion. Put the edge, slide it up, and then drop down, and then, oh, this wire's in the way. Oh, please let me get it in. Oh no. Apologies, there's a wire in the way. Is that it? Okay, there we go. I managed to get it in. That wire shouldn't be out of the way. It's only because I took, remember the tape I was talking about? I took that tape off, so it was out of place. So, sorry. But that's all that now. Folded it down now. And then you can flip it over. Do you know what? I'm just gonna... I want this Wi-Fi card. Now, this silver screw here holds the keyboard in place. So you're gonna want to put that back. And while I've got this piece open, I will show you how to install the RAM, just in case you don't know. So we'll take the RAM we just took out. This short piece, gap, long piece again. The short piece goes towards you. So short piece, space, long piece. At a 45-degree angle, there should be a wee black dent. Put the gap in there. Angle. Now, this one isn't even made for this computer, but I know it's not the problem because I replaced it, so it's not going in too well, but it'll still work. So that'll be like that. You just push down, those clips will open by themselves and close back over. And if you want to do it, you can just use your hands. Clips open, don't pull them back too hard. And then pull the RAM out. Yeah, sorry, this RAM is not made for this computer, but it'll still fit. It's just going to be slightly harder. And then, now that we've done all that, there's 3 notches at the top. Slide on, place down, and then screw that in, obviously. And that is that. Then we want to go ahead and put the really small screw we took out earlier in between this battery here, in the middle of the battery here. Then you should have laid out, like this is what I do here. I have all my screws laid out. This is top right corner, this is top left corner. I have them all laid out where they should be. and I've just realised something. This screw is for the Wi-Fi card, but the screw up here in the middle I've put here is for the middle between the left and right corner. Whoops. Are they even the same screw? They're the same screw anyway. It wouldn't even have mattered, but anyway. Then I'm just going to go ahead and put in all my screws again. Okay, now that's that. What should we do first? Yeah, let's just go ahead. While we have this piece open, let's just go ahead and put our battery in. So this battery here, slide, and then if you want extra security, pull that over, locks it, easy peasy. Then let's go for a disk drive. Remember, it's writing on one side, on this side there's nothing. This at the top, please don't try and put it in like that. That's a bit dumb, but to be honest, but it wouldn't even work. This goes in this way, just slide it in. This piece will slide back over. That's that. Then this is missing obviously, but you'll push that down, locks it. Then hard drive. One side writing, one side no writing, those little circles. It's usually the side with no writing that goes, if you're looking at it from upside down, it's usually the side with no writing that goes in. Make sure to keep this tab to the outside. Don't be trying to do that. So we'll put that in. And then I always just tuck this tab out of the way because it's a bit annoying. Like you would have saw at the start of the video, it was nice and tucked away. And then this cover we took off earlier, just put that on. And then screw it. Perfect. Now, yeah, the only parts I have out are the CPU, RAM, Wi-Fi card, and CPU killer. So, if I'm correct, oh, it says me let's screw it away because I need that. That should be us done. So, if you did enjoy, please let me know. This is not going to be the most interesting video. It's only my first video to get me into things. If I'm going too slow and too detailed, because I did take half an hour of this, but it was very slow, very detailed, very, you know, trying to let you know everything. If that's too slow, let me know, and I'll speed up a wee bit, not go too in-depth. But anyway, thanks. Tell me what you thought about the video down below, and bye.